Hello everybody, welcome back to iCraft SMP. Let me move my mic just a little bit closer to me so you can hear me nice and soft. Anyways, as you can see by my windows right there, I've got wonderful orange stained glass, and no, that didn't increase my numbers. I was hoping it would, but glass pane don't increase it, darn it. I guess it's gotta be orange blocks themselves. Anyway, so we got a path here that I spent all night building. Not really, more like just like an hour of time. I built it up right around where the tree is, and you can kind of see I've not done anything underneath. Let me go down if I remember where my down button is. Come on, come on. Where's my down button? Which one's my, there it is. Anyway, so yeah, I have not done anything other than put the platform there, because I wanted to explain what we're actually doing here. So right here in this very spot where the chest is currently sitting, there is going to be a bamboo farm facing outwards this way towards my face right now. And just because I want it to be facing this way so you can actually see it from the building, and I might make another path that kind of connects to the front of this as well as to the side there. The dirt is only here so that way I don't fall off to my doom. That's really what the dirt's for. The thing is about 9 by 12 big, and then on top of it will be a cactus farm. The goal of this is, I've watched I want to call him Avo Romance, but that can't be right. Avomance, something like that. I watched his latest video, one of his latest videos, and he talked about making a bamboo farm that feeds into a what do you call it? Oh god, a furnace, and that gets fed by cactus. So the cactus all gets burned up, and the bamboo essentially burns it all. So that way, when you collect the green dye, you get endless amount of XP. Basically, for one full chest of green dye, you earn about 42 XP. That's about it, basically. So this is essentially something that's designed to run passively. I've looked at the design and I tried to go, well, how do I get rid of the rail system? That's my biggest problem. I don't know how to get rid of the rail system. I don't think I have any more. No, I don't. Okay, let me go get the iron. So I don't know how to get rid of the rail system, because the rail system I don't like, because if it's not in the same chunk, you end up with the wonderful issue. I'm going to need another chest, and where am I going to get this chest? There's another place I can get the chest from. Oh my god, where did I get the last one? Oh my god, my mind going blank on me today. It's totally going blank. By the way, I'm wearing the same shirt from the recording. I recorded the other episode because I recorded that, then I recorded this. What do you know, right? Alright folks, so 8 hoppers should be enough to cover this. So the way we're going to build this is essentially we're going to be connecting certain things to the wonderful machine here. So we're going to end up putting a hopper behind the chest. This is where everything is going to get loaded in from the furnace, and then essentially everything's going to go up from there. So that way we have easy access to the furnace, easy access to the chest. I notice I don't have a lever, or however you pronounce that wonderful word. I need at least a couple of these, and let's go ahead and get this out. And can I do it out of this? I did this. Oh, there we go. I just don't have any more. Wonderful. Alright, well, we'll get some more blocks, but anyway, so there's going to be a lever right here on the side that's going to allow me to... Hello. That's going to allow me to essentially shut off this hopper, so that way when I put things in here, none of it goes in the chest, and then when I put it back on, all of this stuff will load right into the chest for me. How extra convenient, right? And then I've got a picture over here on my other screen. I built this all in creative, and I just said, well, how do I do this in a way where this thing will work and will effectively work and will do what it did? And by the way, I got Silk Touch finally. I'm like, yes. I know, now I need 14.3. I got 14.2, no 14.3, and it's bugging me. But anyway, so how can I build this thing in a way that can just work effectively? So Avomance essentially built his 12 out this way. As you can see, it goes right off my hand here. And then he built another cactus farm, another set right off the screen. It's just like, what the heck, man? And so it's too wide, too big. I didn't want to have to do that here. I wanted to find some way to stack it up. So I found a really cool design. I made it all by myself, right? I came up with it. That would just kind of fit with the decor here. Yes, I know I'm missing the roof, so don't worry about the roof piece. I do have to go downstairs and get some dark oak because I forgot to get some. And that's going to be representing my pillars. But for now, we're going to essentially put a hopper on this side, because this is what's going to be the hopper that's going to feed the bamboo once we get there. And then the other side, if I got this right, it should be back over here. Should feed us, if I got it right, this should be feeding us the cactus. So let me try to put some coal in here just to make sure I got it loading in the right place, because that should be loading up. Oh wait, that loads up the coal. Oh shoot. Oh shoot indeed. Well, that loads up the coal. So the cactus should be loading on the top. Let's just try some cactus. No, the cactus did not load in the right place. Okay, so we gotta move this guy in the wrong... I put it in the wrong spot. This guy is actually going on top of that. So this gets loaded. Yeah, there it goes. That's better. This is getting in loaded in the right place. This is perfect. This is going to be my cactus for later. I got like a whole bunch there. That will last. So this is going to be where the cactus is going to be coming straight down, just falling right in here. I'll show you that when I get to that point. For now, our goal is essentially to build this. So I will be getting back at you in a few minutes. Alright folks, so this is going to be essentially the path for our track. We're essentially working 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this way, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that way. So 5 by 9 essentially. And what's going to happen here is where you see these blocks, I've got to get back up there because I just fell off. Good job. Anyways, where you see some of these blocks, we're going to put a piece of dirt, and we're going to essentially raise it up by 1 block over here. We're going to start with this side first, and then we're going to raise it up right here. And this is essentially where our system's going to end up going. We're also going to do the same on this side. It's going to be essentially the same 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. That is going to be where our bamboo goes. And then on the sides, there's going to be 2 block gap, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and 3. And much the same on this side. So there should be a 2 block gap on every side. What I'm going to do is, because I have a soak touch now, is I'm going to go jump into the water like so, run over to the other side there, pick up some just straight up grass blocks, so that way at least it looks nicer, because it doesn't look very nice without it being a grass block. So let's hope nothing tried to kill me as I just gather a couple pieces of grass. I just need like, what is it, 9? We're gonna keep this rolling just in case I die. Okay, if you do this right, you should have a gap between the pistons, so that way the pistons have a way to push back the blocks that you need to be able to get pushed back. Now, how are we going to push the piston back? That is another question. So what we're going to end up doing from here is we're going to build up, we're going to build a wall that's about, I believe it's 6 high. So that way we get to about the height of a bamboo. The idea here is you're going to go about the height of the bamboo, and then you're going to have observer blocks in the very top block, and that's going to be the thing that pushes these. Okay, folks, so after getting about yay high, you got all these observers sitting up there. You want the observers obviously facing this, so that way when the bamboo eventually reaches that high, it grows and hits that. What you also want to do is have a block covering this, so that way when you have redstone powering this, you're going to actually want redstone powering this entire bottom floor here. And what's going to end up happening is it's going to end up doing a cool little thing where all of the pistons will fire off because you have redstone on each one of these blocks up there. So we're going to get some redstone, which I don't have in my inventory anymore because I lost it all. I've already used it all up. And then what we're also going to do is we're also going to put a couple more observer blocks. I can already tell I need a few more, so I'm going to go ahead and make a couple more, and then we're going to wire all of the observers, and I'll show you what that looks like when it's all said and done. Alright folks, so here's the thing. I've got all of these observers wired up on the... Oh boy. I got all these observers wired up here at the top. And I want to show you something what's up with this. And what you'll have to do is make one minor change. So as you build this, as you stick blocks here, I'm just going to stick a pretend block right here. You'll see all of these things light up. So that way everything gets connected to each other. So it won't matter which observer is lighting up. All of them will light up and hit this observer. This particular observer, which happened to be right down here, lights up. This guy needs to have one of these on there. So that way when this guy lights up, this guy lights up. And then right underneath this guy, I'll show you just in a second, there needs to be another observer block sitting right under here. So that way when this guy lights up, all of them light up as well. And it's a way to redirect all the observers to fit down to the exact same spot. So what I have to do is I actually have to come up from the bottom in order to make this effectively work. So let me pop back up here again. So we're just going to stick another observer down here on the bottom. And then that observer is going to connect to everything that's down here, including underneath this block right here. I, of course, need some more food in order to make this happen. And what I could do is I could do half slab for everything, but I'm not going to do it down here because that would actually ruin the effect. One block here. All the pistons should be firing like they're supposed to. And you take it off, all the pistons again should be firing like they're supposed to. So it looks like the system is online and functional. I'm not going to put any bamboo just yet because that's going to ruin this, because it's going to be kind of challenging unless we have a way to collect the bamboo, which I've yet to do. And I also have to put it in the glass, but that is why I am growing some random cactus here. So that way I can get myself my wonderful green dye. I don't know how many I need on top. I just want to make sure I have enough to have green dye. That's all. Alright guys. Stay tuned. Alright, the other thing we need to do is we also need to build a rail system in here, and we need to do it in a way where we have a proper beginning and a proper ending to the rail line. So preferably we want our ending to be right about here, where it hops over the hopper, not really the hopper, but preferably like right in here. That way it won't mess with the hopper, with the part that I want to be able to do here with the light up system, just so that way we know where our rail system is and where it is not. And so that way we can shut the system off if we need to. So essentially, actually, it's going to be right over the hopper in a way. But our shut off is going to be right next to this block in a way. So that way we can have a way to shut this thing off. When we're down here, we can just flip a switch and there it goes, it's shut off. So the rail line is essentially going to have an endpoint over there. It's going to run around like this. And then it's going to, by the time, see, it's already messed up there. So it's going to start right about here. It's going to go over this block, and then this is where it's going to start turning. So let's go ahead and put this in with normal rails, just so we can see what's actually happening here, and then we'll be able to sort through and figure out what's wrong with the system once we kind of figure out where our blocks need to go, because our blocks don't want to be happy, right? Let's put this here so I can get up. Okay. So this is what our rail system should look like. It's going to have a start point here. It's going to roll around, come back around this way, go past the start point, and then stop here. So that means at this block here, we should be swapping this guy for a powered rail. And then in order to power the powered rail, this is where we need that wonderful lever. We're just going to stick it on the side of the... Actually, we're going to stick it on the top of the block. That way we can power up the block, and the block will have its power. And then we need to also find certain points in this build where there's going to be powered rail, because if we don't have powered rail in the right place, the build's not going to work properly. And then additionally, we also need to pop this up. So this is going to go up a block. So we actually have to have this go up as well. And so the idea is the build's going to start right here, and then it's going to drop down for this guy right here. So that way we have our powered rail there, and that's going to get powered as well. And I got to make a couple more levers, and then the other problem is going to be that little guy right there. So as you see, when this powered rail is on, or whether it's off, or whatever it is, this guy needs to go away too. It's going to go in there. This is actually what the point is of the wonderful detector rail. It had no purpose really. It's just there to be for the track. So regardless of what you do, it doesn't affect the detector rail. Now this also shouldn't affect the hopper either. This hopper should still be collecting stuff whether the powered rail is on or whether the powered rail is off. And that's also the other reason for the build that we're doing, the build style that we're doing too. So that way this rail doesn't get impacted and the hopper doesn't get impacted by anything that this rail is doing. And I'm going to need some more levers, but that's okay. I'm going to put, what I want to try to avoid doing is putting levers underneath this as much as possible. So I'm going to leave this guy open. I'm going to put one here just so that way I get a way to get up. And then I'm going to put another one over on this side as well. So I have a way to get past this side, past the hoppers, and eventually back around again. I'm just going to stick this guy right about here. And so that way there's two powered rails there. And I'm going to go get a minecart to test the system, to make sure it works like it should. And that will not stop, I already know, at least unless I put one of these there. So this is what's going to stop the rail system from moving. However, we're going to do something really nifty with the rail system. We're actually going to put a different switch on this. Instead of one of those, we're going to put a glowstone switch. And I'll show you what that looks like. Okay guys, I had to move this entire build over one block because it turns out I messed up. I accidentally made this too small. I forgot there was an extra block sticking out this way, so I had to shift the entire build, boom, and just move everything over so that way everything fits better, because I was a little worried. Yeah, he was like, gosh, I shouldn't have to change the whole thing, but there's only one block out and I didn't want to have to just change this and add and just move the front half. I just figured I'd move the whole build back one. That's why it comes right back to the edge of the back piece, and I was like, what the heck did I do? Why is it not matching up? And now I know all the reasons for why this thing is not working and why it was not working all of this time, because everything was shifted to the wrong block. So this was supposed to be open. This activator rail, surprisingly, was not supposed to be there, and I can't even get the activator. Let's just put the bone in there just for the heck of it. Anyway, so the activator rail was actually supposed to be sitting over here. So this was where the activator rail was supposed to go, and you'll see why that is. I'll explain just in a minute here. So let me go ahead and set up the blocks here so that way I have my little path, and then this goes up there. And then that's still where it is right there, because that still does the power for that. And then right here is where it turns as before. I said where it turns, not where I turn. And then of course this is going to go up here. And then, did I not move it? I forgot to move this guy. Okay, thank goodness. I was like, what's going on here? Wait, how did I mess up this one simple block that it should have been one simple, really easy move? There we go. That's better. Okay, good. Now we're back to square one again. So then this right here is where our lamp is going to go. That explains why I was not having a proper accessibility like I was supposed to. So this is where the lamp is going to go. This is where the lamp switch is going to go. It can go on the outside of this, or it can go on the inside of this. I'll come back to that in just a second. Where this activator rail is sitting, this block is going away completely. This block turns into a redstone block, and this redstone block gets an activator rail sitting on it, and then a regular rail right in front of it. So that way, when the hopper minecart travels over this, and I can also stick it out by a redstone block if I have to. But when I put the hopper minecart wherever you are not there. Hopper minecart on this piece right here and run the system. It's going to come off the track, but that's okay. It turns the light on here, and I'm just now noticing I have to move my tracks over just a little bit more. I didn't realize that my tracks are not even matching up anymore. My goodness, what's wrong with me? My goodness. Okay folks, after a bunch of staring at this thing, I realized I did something wrong on my demo version. I never actually picked up anything out of these three, so I had to fix the rail system so it would actually wind around and get stuff out of this area, which meant I had to also change how it collects things, because once you go around these curves, it kind of gets a little iffy and stuck. As you can see back there, worst case come to worst case, I'll change this up just a teeny tiny little bit, put a block here and have it right up on the block, and then just go forward from there. And I think it'll work. And I noticed it gets a little slow right around here, but I think it's good enough to get through. I put my 8 blocks here. I got to put my 8 blocks everywhere else. The moon has come and gone, who knows how many billion dozens of times, but I think it's about time we wrap this up for me today. And I'm going to come back to this as soon as I'm able. One day I'm going to have a recording that actually will go up and you guys will get to see it. Yay. That's what happens when you build a fence around here, you know what I mean? And then of course when you get busy with life and all that good stuff, you know? But yeah, so eventually we will get a build finally done. And the thing will actually work and do what it's supposed to do for me. That'd be nice, right? Hopefully I don't get attacked by Phantom before I get done. I'm just going to wrap up with the blocks here, the glass blocks. And then from there I'm just going to stop for the night, and then I'm going to come back into it another day. Alright guys, I had to make a slight teeny tiny change here. I didn't realize this was happening until I saw it. Once I was going to put this in, I moved that up 1 block only for one reason, because this guy had to go right here just to close it off, and I didn't realize it was going to do that up until I saw it. And I just want to make sure I had it at least in the right location where the block was supposed to go. So I think I got everything in the right location now, and everything should be functional once I get the last of these blocks in. I think we will be calling it a night for sure. And if I haven't already, definitely say this. I'm definitely going to see you all in the next episode once you kind of see where the thing's going. We're going to go ahead and finish off this build in the next episode. We're going to work on the cactus farm up on the top. And the cactus farm is what's going to lead me to have the ability to finally have a self-sufficient, not only AFK XP farm, but also AFK green dye farm, as well as AFK bamboo farm, etc, etc. And I don't have to worry about mobs trying to kill me to do it. So the only reason I left this open was because of that wonderful switch, and I can't put that switch anywhere else. I've looked around at it. I could stick it in the front. It looks weird with this unless I do staircases or whatever. So let's just go ahead and do that and then just close it off like that. I think it'll be alright. I'm just looking at this. I'm like, I don't see how this is going to work otherwise. So it's going to be fine with one little tiny opening. I can't complain. At least everything else is working now like it's supposed to. The only thing I don't have yet is the bamboo loaded in. I've got the bamboo ready to go. I just don't have it all loaded. Only because I was just waiting. That way the machine doesn't just go yakking away on me before I even get done with the build at least. I want to make sure it works. You know what I mean? So I've got that, I've got everything loaded up there. I've got it floating off the ground, which is almost unnecessary. So we're going to put another line of blocks going around the outside of this, with the exception of the chest and the furnace and the lever. Everything else is pretty much in proper position. So I'm going to come back in the next episode. We're going to talk about like what we could put down here. I'm thinking maybe more dark oak just to kind of mesh it up with the floor and just have everything just kind of curve its way down, maybe. And that means it'll come out to here or something like that. So we're going to see. And then the cactus farm, I put a roof on this temporarily so I can get the cactus farm up there. I have to figure out again what size the cactus farm is because I did this earlier and I can't remember, so that's okay. But yeah, everything will work. You can check this out. If I turn this switch, that is on now. And then if I turn on this switch, it'll turn on the rail system, which will eventually light up this guy. And by the way, as I do this, I'm going to need some way to cover up this. And that's going to create a natural staircase for me to kind of climb up to here to be able to activate that switch. So whenever the bamboo gets like too full, I'm going to have a way to shut the thing off at least. And that tells me it's still running, which is good news. And then eventually it stops itself. The other thing is I could put windows in there, but I don't think it'll look very good to have windows. I want it to look really nice looking, especially from when you're looking far, far, far away. That looks awesome looking already as it is. I love it. Now, next to the lights and stuff, there's going to be a nice chimney that's coming up and out. You're going to get to see that because that's where it's going to connect to the wonderful cactus farm above me. I might just use maybe temporary dirt blocks just to go straight up from here, so that way I know exactly where the hole is, which should be right next to this. And that way all the cactus stuff should be able to funnel in. I don't remember. I think I may have gone like 1, maybe 2 blocks out this way. And then definitely a couple blocks back that way. Everything else should have mostly fit within reason. So alright guys, if you liked this episode, let me know what you think. I know I don't have any bamboo loaded in, but all my bamboo's loaded somewhere in one of my chests. I don't know where. Wait. Did my inventory? Wait, nope. Chest. It's in here. It's in the furnace. Okay, so I could just pull that right out, stick it in there, and it's all good. I can just let it grow. Alright guys, we'll see you in the next one. Have a good night, and thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and of course, as always, leave me comments on what you think of this awesome, nifty little bamboo farm design. It's only going to get better in the next episode. I'm telling you that right now. And I'm noticing something. What is this? Why is there an open hole right there where there should not be? That's something that should not exist in this build. Why is it there? I'm going to have to go back up and fix that. Okay, guys. Bye. So what I forgot to do is I forgot this. The actual hopper, so that way you can see it working. And so that way it has a stop point and a start point. So that way, the idea here is just to have it... Oops, I hit it. It's accidentally. Sorry. Go. There it goes. So that way it actually spends the most amount of time in this area where the hoppers are. And it should hopefully deliver... Come on, don't do that. It should deliver the most amount of items just by doing this through this process.